What's up, y'all? I'm just gonna make a short little video. I get a lot of people asking me about planting fruit trees and for wildlife, so I was just gonna kind of show y'all what I do. This is crab apples, and I have over there, you probably can't see, I have some persimmons, but I think soft mass producers are great, especially if you don't have any on your property, which we don't really have any. There's some native persimmons growing, but crab apple is something that I wanted to get for the deer. And so one thing I always tell clients when they ask if they're going to plant mass producers, always use tree tubes. These things serve a multitude of purposes. So basically they create like a micro environment within them. They can hold temperature better, hold humidity. So these trees are like 3 years old, and you can see they're growing really well. They actually, these have vents in them, and at the bottom they're kind of closed off, so if you wanted to spray around it, you could without damaging the tree. So it really helps the tree grow. But the main benefit for us, if you have any deer population whatsoever, is keeping it from being browsed down. These are 5 foot, so they're just high enough to keep any deer from coming through here and clipping off the terminal buds at the top. The one thing I will say is I use tomato stakes to kind of keep them upright. You could use something a little sturdier, something that is a little better than these flimsy tomato sticks. They kind of tend to bend. I replace a lot of them when they break. A lot of people will tie them and use stakes and tie them down, which makes it a little more cumbersome to cut around. So other thing that it does, the reason I'm going to keep these on here until basically they get too big and the tree's circumference gets as big as these tubes, I'll basically cut the tubes off and I can reuse them and just zip tie them. But what it does also is it protects the bark from being girdled by bucks, because they will rub trees that are sitting out here in the open as signposts, and if they rub all the way around it, they will girdle it. So another good use for tree tubes. Tree tubes are a great thing, especially when you're talking about soft mass production. And a lot of people do them with hardwood plantings. It gets real expensive then. It's just how much you want to put into it as far as your inputs. I'm actually bush hogging around this right now because I was trying to see if I planted some native pollinators, milkweed and lanceleaf coreopsis, purple coneflower, a bunch of natives last year. And they did really good right here all around my trees. I've got about a dozen of them down in a line. But this year it came back and what you see, plantain, fescue, bahia, and a bunch of junk that I need to kind of cut out. I'm gonna disc it again, and I'm gonna plant it again in some of those native pollinators and see if we can get them reestablished. But anyway, just wanted to kind of show you all that. I think I'm gonna start doing some weekly or bi-weekly videos, and hopefully it be of some interest to you guys, especially if you're managing land or interested in land, wildlife, that sort of thing. I'll do some stuff with forestry, I'll do some stuff with grazing land probably, because I deal with all that from a day-to-day basis in my job. If you guys are interested, leave me a comment and let me know. I'm going to probably start sending these out in a bi-weekly email, and so something I'm looking to do in the future. If you're interested, just comment and let me know. But I'll catch you guys soon.